Carson Street. This is now westbound Carson from, well, on the way back to the freeway. We have not. We've not heard how many people in the vehicle. Here he goes. You're right. There he goes, Jonathan. Right back onto the freeway, northbound 605. So he's going to continue northbound, and the next freeway will be the 91. He's going to be moving into. Well, he's right now out of Hawaiian Gardens and heading up to Cerritos. Yeah, let me come out to a full wide shot here and show you the traffic conditions once again. It looks like three in trail of the vehicle, night sunlight. I'm not sure if that's a sheriff's helicopter or the California Highway Patrol that's lighting it up right now, but this guy's definitely not getting away. He's not driving at very high rates of speed, although, you know, he was going probably about 75 miles an hour when he hit that signpost. Yeah, that's correct. I would call it light to medium traffic. It looks like there's more traffic on the southbound lanes of the 605 right now, but so far he's able to get around vehicles here, driving pretty much in his lane. I'm not sure if he was just distracted at the time when he hit. Although you look at that, he's kind of splitting the lane there, kind of crossing over slowly. So this could be a possible DUI driver or considered reckless. We'll try to get that information as to the WAN of the vehicle. He just did, Kathy. Just as you said that, he's picking up speed. So I'm going to try to get my speedometer going here, and I'll be able to tell you what the speeds are. About 80, a little over 80 miles an hour right now. So he has picked it up a little bit, and continuing northbound on the 605. Yeah, that's right, Jonathan. He's got the 91 first, and then the 105, and a couple miles beyond that. And then beyond that, it's going to be the 5 freeway. Now, I could tell you that we first learned about this pursuit coming out of the Irvine area, 405 freeway at Jamboree. So he's made quite a distance in travel here in a short amount of time. So I'm imagining that the earlier portion of the pursuit was at a higher rate of speed. That's right. So he's not getting away that way. And in respects to the freeway, yeah, he's passing a few more cars. We're seeing a few more, and everybody's driving at regular freeway speeds. You see that. So that's a good indicator there as to how fast he's going. Let me bring up the map for you so you'll get a better picture, and you'll see the. You should be seeing the map now. Let me know if you're not. But you're not. Okay. How about now? Are you seeing it now? Okay. And lane changes, that's right. So he's approaching that 91 right now, and that's contributing to some freeway traffic. But yeah, some pretty much consistent driving, although now he's changing all the way across lanes. I can look up ahead past the 91 freeway, and it looks like there might be some units waiting to take over. That would probably be the Santa Fe Springs units that will take over in the pursuit next. So right now, Westminster CHP, and they'll hand it off to Santa Fe Springs. But as far as traffic, and here he goes again, going into that carpool lane, and we'll see if he comes close to that center divider again. It's really bizarre because I was expecting to see some sort of body damage I'm just not seeing that right now, or at least some tire damage, and nothing to that respect. But again, this driver continuing now, passing the, coming up to the 105 freeway now. Yes, they have been behind it. It's been CHP and following the vehicle from the beginning, and now it's going to be handed over to the Santa Fe Springs division of the CHP. Again, you see those speeds right now with the speedometer there, and here he is again in the carpool lane, and so far not hitting that center divider, but just kind of a bizarre thing to see during a chase. Maybe the driver was just distracted for a time, and that's why he veered off into the center divider. But right now, slowed down a little bit now that he's in that carpool lane. Yeah, for sure. They have all the time in the world and the resources as well, the helicopter overhead, and plenty of divisions up ahead for them to, hand off the pursuit to the next involved division of the CHP. Yes, exactly. And let me look out the window here. I'm kind of lost track of where we're at, but we're currently past the 5 freeway now. We're moving into, this is going to be the Pico Rivera Whittier coming up to Whittier. I am. I'm seeing pretty much the same type of traffic, light to medium. No traffic jams or any accidents up ahead. I'm able to look out ahead a couple miles on the freeway, and it's smooth sailing in this direction. And we'll see. The speeds have slowed down. Let me come back in and get you that speed. Slowed down significantly. Well, they're saying 85. It looks a lot slower than that, but they're saying 85, but my speedometer is saying about 60, and that looks more accurate. Right. So at these speeds, they won't try a pit maneuver, and he's maintaining his lane for the most part. So I think the CHP is content to just stay behind him and ride this out as far as it goes, possibly running out of fuel. But again, we're still working on trying to hear what that WAN is on the vehicle. It's going to be the 60 freeway first, and then the 10. So right now, to give you an idea, it's passing, I believe, Washington, actually approaching Whittier Boulevard in a couple miles here, and we'll be passing by the Rose Hill Cemetery, and then he'll hit the 60 freeway. So then he'll have options to go east or west on that 60. Well, we picked it up right around Los Alamitos as it was transitioning from the 405 freeway onto the 605. And before that, it traveled all the way from about Jamboree when we first learned of it. So that's quite a distance in a short amount of time. In fact, the time it took us to run out to the chopper, get in, and launch the helicopter, he was already at Valley View in the 405, which is quite a distance. So probably reached some speeds of about 80 or 90 miles an hour, maybe even 100 during that stretch when we were not over it. But so far, the highest we've seen is about 85 on the 605 freeway now. Yeah, you'll see. Yeah, you'll see the officers do that. It's a way to maintain. They're kind of riding, straddling that that number 1 lane and the HOV lane, and that's really to be in a better position to maneuver in case the guy goes all the way across the freeway at the last second and tries to exit. So there's reasons for their methods there in not being directly behind the vehicle for many reasons, actually. No, we haven't, and it's kind of a peaceful time in the pursuit if there is one, staying in that carpool lane. Really not any traffic that he's really catching up to, which is a good sign. There is some traffic. It's getting a little bit heavier up towards as we approach the 60 freeway, and I'm trying to listen in here to what the CHP is talking about. It sounds like, well, it's definitely the Santa Fe Springs CHP that have taken over the pursuit from the Westminster Division, and we'll see what he does as he approaches that 60 freeway, if he decides to, shoot across lanes and try to transition. Yeah, I still haven't heard that, unfortunately. I'm trying to listen in on what they're talking about, but so far they're basically strategizing as to what possible direction this driver might go. No, I've been trying to see here. Let me see if we can. I'm going to zoom in a little tighter and try to get a better eyes on it. Maybe you guys can see the type of vehicle. Yeah, and that's probably why it took that hit on the freeway earlier. It was able to maintain its direction because it kind of bounced off that center divider. We should have about a couple miles to the 60 freeway. And by the way, we are exclusive on this pursuit right now. I just want to let you know that. We are the only ones over this pursuit from a news perspective. But yeah, the 60 freeway will be next. And from there, if he stays on the 605 here, he'll have the 10 freeway, and then eventually he'll run out of freeway at the 210 freeway. Yeah, let me pull back and see how many units are now in it at this point. It looks like 1, 2, and let me come out a little wider. So 3, still 3 units in the pursuit. And basically it's kind of like a relay race with the officers handing off to the next division. There'll be units ahead. Like if this stays on the 605 freeway and goes past the 60, then Baldwin Park CHP will likely take over at that point. And then they'll just come in, like you see that one unit there trailing. Here comes another unit, so they're doing the handoff now. That's what we're talking about, and they just hand off to the next units, and they'll just keep going like this throughout the entire pursuit until this guy runs out of gas or gives up. Yeah, exactly. In fact, it's kind of like a mutual aid situation with the helicopters. They'll have let's say the California Highway Patrol's on this pursuit and they start running low on fuel. They'll call for a sheriff's airship or the LAPD airship to come over and assist, and that's how they do the handoff in the air as well. So they'll have continuous coverage over the top of the pursuit at any given time. They do keep it consistent for sure. The units that were in the pursuit from Santa Fe Springs will drop back and go back into their area and do their normal patrols, where once they hand off to the next division that the pursuit enters into. So at this point, Baldwin Park CHP, and then once it gets up to the 210, and depending on which way it goes, if it goes west, then it'll be Altadena CHP that it will take over. Yeah, exactly. And it's pretty rare for the CHP to drop out and let a pursuit go. Uh, they usually stick with it unless it goes into surface streets, and then they'll turn it over to the local police department, whatever area it goes into. But once it's on the freeway systems like this, they will stick with it. Well, we're coming into Baldwin Park. I think we're in it now. We are northbound 605 freeway at, adjacent to the San Gabriel River. So we have Arrow Highway up ahead. We'll have the 10 freeway up ahead, and then we'll have Arrow Highway beyond that, and then the 210. That's right, Kathy and Jonathan. We've seen pursuits where they, the last second they'll pull off the freeway thinking that they're fooling the police behind them, but those units are staggered just for that reason. If that leading unit there is able to not make it the off-ramp, then the last two would be able to get in there and continue the pursuit. So it's a great strategy. It's a great way to pursue a vehicle like this. And now I'm actually hearing for the first time talk about laying out a spike strip. In fact, the 605 is a good freeway for that. It's dark. Officers can hide in different areas and get that spike strip out in lanes, especially like under bridges like that. That would be a good spot for a spike strip. So we might see that up ahead during this pursuit at some point. Yeah, we do see it from time to time. It is a very dangerous thing to do for those officers. So they have to find the right conditions, the right place, the right type of traffic. It is a dangerous thing because they have to get out there in that lane and throw it out there, get it in position, and then not get hit by the driver. So it depends on just the conditions and the type of freeway or the number of lanes even. And in this case, they could even do a spike strip from the opposite side of the freeway, jump over that center divider, get it out there and jump back and be in relative safety on the other side of the freeway. I've seen that happen as well. So we'll see what they plan on doing. Yeah, at times, the vehicle picks up speed. It just becomes too dangerous, and the airship will coordinate with that unit up ahead. We'll let them know, hey, the speed's picked up or the traffic's picked up. Let's try it at another location. So again, it's a really risky, dangerous thing to do on the highway, but it can be very effective too. Yeah, well, a lot of times we'll see the driver see it at the last second. That's why the 605 freeway is actually a good one. See how dark it is when that night sun comes off. Really hard to see anything in the road until those headlights hit it, and by then, sometimes at the speeds they're traveling, it's too late. So now the driver's slowing down quite a bit here, and he's got a decision to make. We've already passed the 10 freeway, coming up to the 210 freeway, and if he stays in this lane, I believe he'll go westbound. But he's slowed down, looks like about 40 miles an hour right now. And look at this, he's drifting across lanes. We'll see, he's trying to make up his mind here. I think that's what he's doing. He's slowed down to make up his mind. Yeah. Yeah, let's pull back and see. No, they're kind of laid back. And one way far back, you see that. So looks like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The darkness here on that 605 would be ideal, especially for the spike strip, laying it out there. And it could come here in this area because it's a little bit narrower. But it looks like that's the gore point for the division of east and west, and it looks like he's going to be committed to the westbound 210 from the 605. Oh, no, look at that. Oh no. That might have been the driver that was trying to jump out. Oh, he crashes right there into the railing. And now he's going to come out the door. Let's see if he runs. Oh man, what's that about? He jumps up in the air. It looked like he was trying to maybe bail out of the passenger side and just couldn't get out the door, and he lays down and says, okay, I give up. Right on the transition road from the 605 northbound to the westbound 210 freeway. It sure did. I saw the door open on the passenger side, and I thought maybe there's someone else in there trying to jump out. It could be that there's someone else in there, but the driver here, I think that's what happened. I think he tried to sneak out of the passenger side there. Looks like he's okay, and no, I mean, there could be. We still haven't heard if there was an additional person or two in there. We still haven't heard that. So I'm assuming it was the driver that was trying to jump out, or I did see some article come out of that door just before he crashed. So I'm not sure if he was trying to dump something out before. It's really... Yeah. It's a first for me to see something like that, a driver trying to bail out of the passenger side. Yeah, he even gave a jump there at the end. So, and unfortunately, the car did not go into the over that railing. So that is a good thing as well. We're right at the, just before getting on, or actually that's the transition road to the westbound 210 freeway from the 605. So you would call this Irwindale or Duarte. No. Good job, you guys. Okay, they're going to make an approach on the car. CHP officers with their guns drawn, they're going to approach the vehicle to clear it, make sure there's nobody else in there. You can see that the airbags deployed on the car when it crashed. Checking the airbags there, and it looks like it's empty. They're going to go to unlock the door. It looks like, and check the back and also the trunk. And that's it. The driver only. So the driver trying to jump out of the car on the transition road from the 605 northbound to the 210 westbound, trying to jump out of the passenger side as he transitioned on that road, crashing against the guardrails from one side of the freeway to the other, and then coming out with a jump out of the car and surrendering. Okay, Catherine, thank you. But that's definitely a first for me to see a driver trying to bail out of a vehicle, especially out of the passenger side while it's rolling down the freeway. The speeds were about 40 miles an hour when he tried that move. For some reason, he either changed his mind about jumping out or was unable to. Maybe the seatbelt had him, but he jumped back in, the door closed, he went and veered to the left and then to the right, and that's where it ended up crashing there. But again, a little back up there on the transition road, the 210, the 605 to the 210 west, and you see the car where it ended up here, the driver in custody, nobody else inside the vehicle. And I think with a little bit more speed, a car may have been able to get over that guardrail. Good thing that guardrail was strong enough to hold that car from going over. And the driver now in custody of the California Highway Patrol. Thank you, Dave. Here's a look at the backup that's happening for the westbound transition to the 605 northbound transition to the westbound 210 freeway. A bit of a backup here as the CHP tries to wrap this up. Fortunately, those lanes will be clear and open in a short amount of time here, and that car will have to be towed off that guardrail. Again, a pursuit out of Irvine, comes up the 405 freeway, transitions to the 605, gets off in Hawaiian Gardens, gets back on the freeway. We saw at one point the vehicle swerve over into the center divider, the K-rail, and clipping a section of the light pole, and then continued on to this point where the driver tried to, what appeared to look like he was trying to jump out of the vehicle, out of the passenger door, when the car was going about 40 miles an hour as he transitioned onto this road from the 605 to the westbound 210. The driver coming out looked like he was uninjured, jumping and then getting on the ground eventually and surrendering. And that's the story here, and I guess this would be Irwindale or Duarte, as this car comes to a crashing end. One person in custody of the driver, and the CHP doing a great job on this pursuit. That'll wrap our coverage on this pursuit. Thanks for joining us on the web. This is Gil Levis signing out. Okay. Hey, Jonathan. Thank you. Thank you. You guys did a wonderful job, you and Kathy. Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan. I really appreciate it. You're good. Any word on that other one? Did it? I haven't either.